Hello everybody and welcome to my light novel review of volume number 7 of Satoshi Wagahara's light novel series, The Devil is a Part-Timer. Now this is the short story volume. There are 4 short stories in this book. The first one sees Mao having to deal with the fact that Urushihara has gotten ripped off by a scam artist, a door-to-door salesman who's pretty shady, and they have to figure out how they can get their money back before LCL finds out and murders all of them for their stupidity. In the second story, Mao rescues a small kitten that's been abandoned and would surely freeze to death if no one took it in. In the third story, we have Alice Ramus insisting that she wants to sleep over with Daddy, but Emmy's just not comfortable with it for all sorts of reasons, but the main one that she puts up a fight with is the fact that they don't even have a proper bed for her to sleep on. And so Emmy and Mao go out futon shopping for Alice Ramus with the young little girl in tow. And then finally, the fourth short story is a prequel, and it features Chi, and it looks at how she ended up getting her job at McDonald's and how she ended up meeting Mao for the first time. One of the things that I've always said is a strength of this series is its likable characters and the way that it balances this whole idea of slice of life with all of these sort of supernatural action type happenings that are occurring in the main series. This volume with these short stories pretty much dispenses with all of the action, and Ente Isla, there's none of that drama or anything else. This is stories that focus exclusively on the slice of life moments of these characters. And the fact that that's always been a plus for me for this series is, well, I mean, it's really on display in this volume. This one, it is really about just these extraordinary individuals who have this, incredible backstory, just living mundane day-to-day lives, trying to go shopping and finding the best deals, getting swindled by door-to-door salespeople, trying to show some charity and rescuing a poor animal that you find on the street. I mean, it really is just that slice of life type stuff. Now, very much unlike Volume 8 of Danmachi, which was that series' short stories volume, this one really is not going to advance the main plot line in any way. In fact, all of these stories take place several volumes before volume number 6. Number 1 takes place actually right after volume number 2, like you could almost say within hours of the end of volume number 2. The second and third story, of course, do take place after Alice Ramus has shown up, so at least after volume 3, but there's really nothing to indicate that they are occurring after, say, volume 4 of the series. And then finally, of course, Chiho's story is a prequel to the entire series. So if you're looking for something like Danmachi, what they did there, where they had short stories that were sort of these vignettes that focused on individual characters, but still involved ideas and plot points that moved the main story forward, you're not going to find it in this volume. This one is just to give us a little peek at what our characters' day-to-day lives are like when they're not faced with marauding angels, demons, etc. Well, the first 3 stories really deliver on the expansion of that whole slice of life aspect of the series that I really enjoy, and really just kind of reinforce the whole oddity of this character who was this demon king that was responsible for the deaths of thousands upon thousands of people and the enslavement of many more, trying to reconcile this whole idea that he was that, but now he's the kind of guy that like rescues kittens and freaks out because they've lost 40,000 yen. Those 3 stories really just are about that whole character moments, and they're really just about reinforcing the relationships that the characters have. And I don't think that they really add anything new or different. Like I said, it does absolutely nothing to move ahead the main story, but they're really just fun bits and fun times with our main characters. The last story, though, which, I mean, funny enough, of course, is as prequel as you can get, it was, I think, the most enjoyable of all of them for me. And I think it's because even though Chiho's character has received fleshing out, she's not just the damsel in distress. She's, actually gotten to the point where at some point she's bailed Mao and company out of the fire. Even though she has progressed as a character, she's not a character that we see very often outside of her interactions with the characters from Enta Isla. We haven't really seen what Chiho's school life is like. We really don't know who Chiho was very much before she sort of discovered what was going on and who Mao really was and everything else. So the last story, being able to see her interact with her school friends and be more concerned about just the very normal future of a normal teenage girl before she got involved in all of this craziness. It was kind of refreshing, and I felt that it expanded her character a bit. I found that it made me, even though I've liked her character, I do enjoy her character, it made me like her even a little bit more as a character, just because you're seeing an aspect of her that we don't see very often. And you're seeing her behave in a way that is very different, obviously, than the way that she behaves around Mao and Emmy and all the rest of them. It's a prequel that's handled in, I think, a really good way, in that it's not trying to rewrite history. It's not trying to change things. It's not even really trying to create some new, twist that's going to rear its head. It really is just about this schoolgirl and why she decided she wanted to work part-time and why this young man working there made such an impression on her. So it was really kind of heartfelt, and I think like most of the stories in this, that's what I would say. It is just a big, warm, fuzzy feeling throughout most of this book. There's no action, there's no fighting, there's no villains there, well, okay, I guess the slimy door-to-door salesman is kind of a villain, but I mean, no like marauding demons, no avenging angels, that kind of stuff isn't here. Again, this is a really fun volume. I think it's a volume that if you love these characters, if you read the series for the characters and for that slice of life moments, if you enjoy the slice of life moments just as much, if not more so, than the epic sort of supernatural battle elements, then this is definitely a volume that you're going to love and that you're going to want to pick up. If you're not much for that, if you really are just concerned about the main story and you really don't care about reading other stories that aren't advancing that main plot, well, again, I don't see anything in this volume that's going to become detrimental down the road. It's really all pretty much stuff that has happened significantly in the past, and there was no big eye-opening moments. There was no big moments that I thought, oh, that changes everything, or oh, I can see where that's going to play into things later on. There was nothing like that at all. It really, really is just a lot of fun, heartwarming stories to spend time with these characters that you enjoy from the series. And that's it. And like I said, if you love the series for that, you'll love this book. If you love this series for the supernatural elements and the battles and everything, you'll probably find this volume a little bit disappointing, is basically what it boils down to. Myself, I really liked it. I really had fun with it. But then, like I said, I have always said that I thought that the slice of life element was just as important, if not more so, for making this series enjoyable to me than the whole supernatural battle element. So those are my thoughts on volume number 7 of The Devil is a Part-Timer. My next review is going to be another continuing series that I'm sort of keeping up on, and that is going to be volume number 3 of Konosuba. This is a newer one. Devil is a Part-Timer volume 7, of course, I'm getting caught up on. I've got volume 8 already on my shelf. It just came out this month. This one just came out this month as well. So, but, I just can't leave Konosuba alone that long, especially not when it, ended on a cliffhanger on volume 2. So, my next review will be on Volume 3 of Konosuba. So if you're new here and you love light novels, you should consider subscribing because I review a ton of light novels, as well as counting down the top 10 light novels on sale in Japan every single week. I thank you all for joining me in this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Till then, bye-bye for now.